guys. There was a post which is long pending. Okay, it's just like how to motivate you guys to study. Now, studying, all of you think it's a huge burden. Now, what do you think we are doing every day? What as teachers are we doing? We're reading every day, almost every day. So you have to read. Okay, so there's no substitute to reading. You have to read. You have to motivate yourself to read. So how do you motivate yourself to read? See, let me tell you something. It's very difficult to start reading at the first go. See, when you start reading, it is difficult because when you're not in the habit of reading and you start studying subject, it's very difficult. I understand. But you have to put in that bit of effort so that you get into the groove. And once you get into the groove, you'll really start enjoying reading because, learning gives you power. The knowledge gives you the power. It gives you confidence. So that confidence kind of vicious cycle. It's a positive vicious cycle, right? So you have to read. There's no alternative to read to it. All right. And the second thing is, ma'am, it becomes monotonous. Yes, it is monotonous at times. I understand. Give yourselves break. Don't read 3 hours, 4 hours at one point in time. You're not going to have any quality reading at all. Now, just because somebody said I read for 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. Okay, Preetham, I've not yet given any motivation. Not yet. Just wait. Okay. So if somebody says I've read 12 hours, 14 hours a day, I mean, maybe they have the stamina to do it. Now, for instance, I never had that stamina to do it. I could do probably 6 hours on an average, but those 6 hours would be quality reading. Now, you have to make sure you're doing quality reading. Now, that quality will come only if your mind and heart is into it. So you're reading something, your mind is elsewhere. It just does not happen. Okay, so that's not quality. So even if you're reading half an hour, read half an hour. If I cannot sit beyond half an hour, I have a sciatica, cannot sit beyond half an hour, take a break. It's okay. Make yourselves comfortable and read. And you're reading 6 hours now. It's okay because you have 7 months for your NEET. That's fine. 6 months for your NEET exam. But let's say 3 months from today, you'll have to increase that 6 hours to 8 hours. 6 hours is not enough at that point in time. All right. So you're going to increase that 6 hours gradually to 8 hours. And maybe 1 month or 2 months before your exam, you're going to increase it to 9 hours or 10 hours. All right. And if you're capable, you're sitting for 12 hours or 14 hours. Good enough. But give yourself enough break so that when you're reading and you come back and you're able to recall it. You're able to recall it at the end of your study, the next day, the week after that. If you're able to recall, that means you put in those quality hours. Now, just because I've done it for 12 hours or 14 hours, it simply does not mean I've done a great job. Because maybe 6 hours or 8 hours of it, I've done a good job. But after that, my mind is very tired. It doesn't absorb anything. So what's the point sitting? So do something else. Go back doing something else so that when you come back again, you're refreshed. Yes. See, you have to motivate yourself. It's not always that you're going to get somebody to motivate you. Say, today I'm motivating you. But what after 2 years? Okay, you're getting into PG. Who's going to motivate you? Yes. So you have to start learning to, the motivation should come from within. Yes. We're all there for some point in time. But after that, you should start motivating yourselves. See, maybe PG, you got a good mentor or you got a good senior. Good enough. What if when you become a senior, you'll have to start inspiring people, right? How long will you start getting motivation from outside? You get my point? Yes. So you have to learn to identify what is your goal in life, what is my dream, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. So accordingly you decide, and the motivation, I'm telling you, should come from within. It will not last long. You're always dependent upon external sources of motivation, right? Say, okay, post-graduation, you're done. What about when you get into a job? Nobody's going to motivate you when you're on your job. Everybody will try to demotivate you when you're on your job. So you should start that now, right from when you're reading. And when you are reading, yes, don't mechanically use that highlighter of yours and keep, painting, right? Highlight only those important points so that when you read it after a week or when you read it the next day, your eyes go only to those highlighted points. Now, entirely, if you painted, what are you going to look at? Get it? So your revision becomes very tedious. Correct? And put some star or whatever is your favorite alphabet, like you've seen how I teach. I put one Q like that. Or earlier in my books, if you see, there will be one M like this. So that means I know these are potential MCQs. But again, I'm telling you, MCQs are not the way of life. You have to understand concept. If you understand concept, reading becomes beautiful. If you only think of everything as MCQ, MCQ is not life, yeah. After 3 years, what are you going to do? Is patient going to come with you with a problem and he's going to give you 4 options and say, "Acha, ye, and ye, choose"? No. So you have to go with open-ended. See, you will be thrown open-ended questions once your MCQs are over, right? Once this part of life is over, right? There is not going to be 4 options or 5 options. Not even PGI type 5 options and multiple options, right? Nothing will be right. Yes, maybe totally different thing. So always think of things, okay, as open-ended questions and try to think, right? And don't expect spoon feeding. And I think that's a very wrong thing that we are all doing. I think even I am doing that. When you ask answers, I immediately respond. I respond because you have to save time, but that doesn't mean you will stop reading, right? Now, I don't want to quote the name, but somebody asked me today a doubt. He says, fovea, what is present? Fovea is a rod-free region. So there's a doubt between fovea and fovea. So I've said fovea is a rod-free region with only cones. So what does it actually mean? So somebody next asked me, ma'am, what is there in fovea? And some of you, if you've been following that particular post in the club, I have not responded to it. Why should I respond to it? Tell me, why should I respond to it? When I've said fovea is a rod-free region containing only cones, and I've given blah 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 a lot of explanation. And somebody now asked me, what is fovea? What does fovea contain? Can't you figure it out for yourself, looking at my explanation? Or if you really want to know, why don't you open your textbooks and read? It's so simple, no? Yes, there are some things, I'll be very, very nice, but at times I will not be nice at all. You know that. I have my own idiosyncrasies. I give you very detailed explanations, but at times I refuse to answer, because when I think I'm doling out the fish to you, I'm not doing that. When I feel I'm teaching you how to fish, then it's fine. But when you expect the fish and you want me to put it into your mouth, that's not going to happen. Right? Because that is when you lose focus, you start losing interest, because you're not putting any effort. See, only when I put some effort and I get some reward, I feel happy and I'm motivated to do it again and again and again. But when I get the fish all the time, what is my motivation to read? What is my motivation to retain? What is my motivation to recall? There's no motivation. There's no incentive. You get my point? See, I might sound rude, old-fashioned at times. Now, that is the reason why most of you are not interested in reading even the notes, because there's no conceptual understanding. We are just mechanically reading. Acha, today I have to finish 20 pages of ophthalmology. Today I have to finish 50 pages of surgery. That is all is in our mind. How much we are retaining, how much we are understanding and putting it into our mind? No. Is that clear? And you have to revise, guys. You have to revise again and again and again. And do you think I remember whatever I'm saying all the time? No, I read again and again. I forget a lot of things. I know I'm bound to forget some things. So every time before a class, I make it a point and brush up those things. Yes, I don't read A to Z for the class. That agreed. But still, I prepare for every day's class. So don't think madam knows everything, 100% she knows, and then she comes and talks some crap. No, even that crap I have to read again and again, no? Whether I like it or not, I have to. Because the flow has to come for me. I cannot sit and think, acha, iske baad kya hai? Iske baad kya hai? You have that luxury, you have 4 options. You don't even have to think like me. Right? So you have to put in effort, you have to revise. Now, again, I'm telling you, revision means it may be once for me, it may be twice for someone else, it may be 100 times for another person. So if you think you need to revise 100 times, you better revise 100 times. No other go. So you have to give up distractions, okay? At least, the next 6 months. 6 months is not a big deal, yeah? 6 months, you give up all your distractions. Like a tapas, you focus. And once your rank is there, then you think, okay, for this rank, what I can get. Now, don't sit and waste your time for what rank should I get to get what. We'll decide at that point in time whether you get a rank first of all, and then for that particular rank, what we'll get. Okay, now this is like, if you're going to sit down now, it is like building castles in the air. Okay, so don't avoid all that. Concentrate only on studying. Enjoy reading. Enjoy reading. I'm telling you again, enjoy reading, even if it's notes. I know notes are a little dry to read, but still you have to, because you have to visualize your future. It is your future. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for your parents. You're not doing it for your friends. You're not doing it for your boyfriend or girlfriend. Think you're doing it only for yourself. Okay. Now, I'll tell you something. close your eyes and think, okay, for the next 50 years of my life, okay, see, assuming you're all 25, so let's say we're all going to live up to 75, okay, I'm not saying more than that, 75, okay. For the next 50 years, when I wake up in the morning, what would I like to wake up as? Just close your eyes and think. And now somebody thinks, okay, biochemistry. No, not biochem. Then you think, okay, I want a clinical, right? So if I'm not demeaning that biochem by that way. I'm just thinking, if for myself, if somebody going to think, okay, you want to wake up as a biochemist all your life, I'm like, no, no. I like biochem, but I don't want to be a biochemist myself, right? So when I close my eyes and visualize myself for 50 years down the line, something should come into your mind, right? So according to that, you have to put in your effort. Now, if I think I want to become a radiologist, and you know radiology is in a high demand, so that means you have to put in that much of effort. And again, don't think if I have to take some, a non-clinical subject or a paraclinical subject, it's enough if I just put in so much of hard work. Put in the best that you can. Whatever rank you get, you choose what you want. Say you get rank number 1, but you like something like, let's say you like anatomy. Choose anatomy because that's what you like. Nobody is going to prevent you from taking anatomy. All right. And again, it's not a status symbol just because I got rank 1, I have to take radiology. That again is wrong. Yes, you can shine in any subject that you choose to, as long as you put your mind and heart and soul into it. Okay. Now don't worry about the subject. Now all that matters to you is all your 19 subjects. You cannot afford to hate any subject, or okay, you can love any subject or all subjects. You cannot afford to hate any subject as far as this point in time is concerned. So you have to read, you have to read, you have to read. Ma'am, I'm getting depressed thinking of the past. Past is past. Jo ho gaya, ho gaya. So you have the present moment now. The future you can control. I mean, you can't really control, but the present moment you can control. Correct? So you have to read, you have to read, you have to read to make up for the past. Okay? Now don't dwell on the past. Ma'am, I'm all the time getting, images of the past. Leave it, yeah. Chuck it. Trash it. Everybody gets images of the bloody past. What to do? But you have to, no? You have to move on. So you have to leave it. No other go. You have to train your mind. Yeah? Train your mind. Nothing else. Any other doubts, anybody? I think these were the few things that people wanted to ask, because, images of failure coming into you. No images of failure. Nobody is a failure. Everybody is a success in their own ways. Maybe it takes some time for somebody. Give yourselves that much time. See? All right? I think that's enough. Too much. You'll waste your time watching that much of video. All right, guys. Anything else? Please let me know. I'll post another video on another day. Good night, guys. All the best.